Okay, so hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Would you like to start off by introducing yourself? I'm sorry. It's fine. What was I supposed to say? Okay.
Good. Thank
Okay, we're gonna count to 5. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. You know, it's an amazing day. The weather's nice. So, would you like to introduce yourself?
I have to look at them. I'm Amanda Kim. I am Vietnamese and Cambodian, so Asian American. I'm a freshman at Central. That's all.
So, before we get started, how would you like to be addressed as a member of your group?
I like Asian.
Okay.
Asian American, or I'm Vietnamese and Cambodian, so either of those are fine, but nothing else.
Right. Nothing ignorant.
Yeah.
Nothing ignorant. Okay, so what does being Asian American mean to you?
Asian American, so I feel like that's a big part of my identity. You know, I grew up with certain customs, certain rules that my parents brought me up with. I used to be in like a Vietnamese student association, so I would like
Really?
dance to like Vietnamese songs at Vietnamese events.
That's so fun.
I know.
So tell me, where were you born? Where did you grow up?
I was born in Pontiac, Michigan, but I grew up in Troy, Michigan. I don't know if you guys know where that is. It's in Metro Detroit by like Somerset.
So why did you go from Pontiac to Troy?
My mom worked near Pontiac, so when her water broke, they just brought me to that hospital.
Oh.
It was the closest hospital.
Okay.
So.
Okay. I understand. So in your neighborhood growing up, was there a lot of Asian Americans there?
It was more just like white people, and like there were a lot of Asians, but compared to white people, there was not as many of us. So like, let's say like in my classroom of 20, like 5 would be Asian.
Did you ever think it was like weird? Like, did you ever just look around like, I'm outnumbered?
Yeah.
You
and
did?
when I say Asian, like it's not like me Asian, like they're like, I don't know, Indian, or what else is there? I mean, there were other types of like Filipinos.
Like, not even all from the same place.
Yeah. Yeah. There was not a lot of white people. There wasn't really a lot of black people, to be honest. I can't remember any.
Did you find like a lot of differences in cultures and customs and like what other people's parents allowed them to do and what your parents allowed you to do?
I grew up in a really strict household. I mean, besides the fact that being a girl, like, I don't know, people would be able to stay out late. I had to be home by like 10, even like earlier. I never have been to a sleepover. Like, never. I've never stayed at any of my friends' house over the night unless like I snuck out and did it. But
wow. Growing up, I've been to sleepovers, but it was like my mom had to talk to your mom. It had to be a phone call. It wasn't just this is my friend from school. Can I go? No, my mom would say no.
My mom did that when I wanted to hang out at someone else's house. Like, she'll call them and be like, so Amanda's coming over at this time.
Right, you know she coming?
Yeah.
It'd be like, did your daughter talk to you? Did you approve of this? My next question is, do you think CMU is more diverse or less diverse than the high school you went to?
I would say, I don't know, actually. To be honest, I don't see as many Asians here than I did when I was at home. So in that sense, maybe less diverse, but other than that, like, I see a lot more black people. White people, that's a given, but Asians, no, not really.
Yeah, they're like unicorns here. Like, you
Honestly,
rarely see them. But when you do see them, they're dressed so well.
Dripping.
They're just dripping, you know?
Foreign exchange students.
They just look good. Always. Do you think CMU is diverse?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's in the middle of nowhere, so you would expect a lot of... Is that rude? I can't say that.
I'm gonna edit this. So
Is it diverse? I feel like in a sense of like the student organizations, there's a lot to do. There's a lot. I don't know, because I see a lot of Black organizations more than anything here, and like that wasn't a thing at home. So in that sense, yeah, I guess it's more diverse. Because I don't know, I didn't come from a city that had a lot of Black people at all. But Asians. Like,
are there Asian organizations here? I feel like there are.
I joined, what was it called? Asian Club? No, it was the Vietnamese Student Club, or VSA, I think it's called. Okay, I don't know. It's just run by like Vietnamese students. I joined because it was a requirement for a class, and it was like join the club for a culture. And I was like, well, why not join Vietnamese club?
Right.
And I went. It was fun. Like they taught us about food. And like they'll teach some language in there, and then we made like Vietnamese coffee one day. Ooh. That was fun. But I haven't been there lately. I've been busy.
Do you know Vietnamese language?
I grew up speaking Vietnamese, so it's my first language.
Can you write it? Write and read it?
I can't write, but I can read it.
Okay.
Like my mom will text me in Vietnamese, and I'll text her back in English. Or like she'll talk to me in Vietnamese, and I'll like respond half English, half Vietnamese.
So can your parents speak English?
They can. It's just like broken English, you know, because they weren't born here. My dad, he doesn't know a lot at all. Like he can't do the ABCs. He can't like do all that counting, but like basics, because he works at a nail salon. So he'll know all like the nail terms. My mom is really good at it. It's just she needs some help sometimes. Like she'll text me and be like, Amanda, how do you spell this? And she'll send me like her word, and I'll like correct it for her.
How so she texts in Vietnamese? How do you do that? Like how do you set your phone to do that?
Vietnamese is literally the English alphabet. Like literally, I feel like it'd be easy to learn.
Are you serious?
And that's why it's easy for me to read it, because honestly, you kind of sound it out the same way that you sound out English words.
Wow.
I'll show you our text. It's literally it's her speaking with normal English letters, but it's Vietnamese. Because, well, in Vietnamese, there's, like, symbols and stuff, like little squigglies on the top of the letter, or, like, little accents, you know what I'm talking about? But, like, even if you don't use those, you can still kind of pick up what they're saying.
That is cool, because I didn't know that was a thing, so that is cool. Have you ever been discriminated against in general or in your hometown?
I mean, I've kind of been, like, picked on or, like, bullied, like, at school when I would bring food from home. You know, people would make fun of me for bringing, like, stinky food, or, or, like, they'll call me chinky because of my eyes.
That's
like,
racist?
I don't know, like, can you see? Yes, I can see.
Oh, no.
That's racist. I know.
That's offensive.
But, like, as a little kid, like, you know.
You dust it off.
You kind of, like, laugh it off, you know? But I feel like
sad.
that's the worst it's ever gotten.
Okay, that's good. So, like, you've never gone anywhere and, like, nobody said anything?
No, or people will, like, will call me, like, Chinese. And it's not offensive to me, but like, they'll address me as Chinese.
And it's ignorant.
In McDonald's one time when I was here, after we went out, this guy was like, hey. And, like, I didn't know he was talking to me. And he was like, hey, Chinese. And then that's when I turned around, because I was like, is he talking to me?
It's just like, sir, I'm not Chinese.
Yeah. I mean, Asian. Maybe. Would have been a little better.
Right. That's general. That's broad, you know?
What can you do? I don't know.
I was
just like,
right.
What'd you call me?
Well, okay. Have you ever been discriminated against with, like, your religion?
No, not really, because I'm
What
Buddhist.
is your religion?
I'm Buddhist.
Buddhist?
So I grew up in a Buddhist family, went to the temples, and all that.
Do you find it easy to find, like, are there Buddhist temples here?
Not
like, is there a church for you to go to here?
I don't think there is. But even if, it would have to be, like, a Vietnamese Buddhist temple.
So it's not easy.
Yeah, so it's not easy to find. I guess there's a bunch in, like, where I'm from, because like in Metro Detroit, there's a bunch of it's like a big Vietnamese community, and there's like 3 temples there that we could go to.
Okay. Next question. How do you think the media portrays your group?
Okay, so besides the Crazy Rich Asians movie that came out, there's never been like a recent all Asian casted movie.
That is
or
true.
Even if there is an Asian character in the movie, it's always like a certain stereotype, like the nerd or like the overbearing protective mother kind of thing, like the tiger mom, that's what people call them. But I don't know, I feel like I'm normal.
I feel like
there's no like normal portrayal of an Asian. I don't know what I mean by that, but like
I get what you're saying.
An ordinary student, like just normal.
Yeah, right. I feel like anytime I see Asian, but then again, I only watch like certain categories, certain genres of movies. But like it'll be like they're doing combat, or
it's a nerd, like a geeky, like I don't know, like skinny.
Are they like abusive? Are they just abusive?
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't think that's accurate. It's not like a bad thing to be like a nerd, I would say. But it's just like how they portray them, like as like weak and like, just only focus on school, like that's
just weak and tiny.
Yeah.
That's not all of them. My next question is, how is your group do you think your group is represented better in movies or shows? So what do you think about like in shows?
Let me think of a show. I don't know. I mean, I think it's bad that I can't even think of a show that has like a main Asian person.